Hey gang, on today's 30-minute mechanic, we're gonna change our downpipe dump a little bit. Started on it yesterday, broke my bandsaw blade, ran out of welding wire. So I'm gonna pick up where I started yesterday. I may include a little bit of that video in here to kind of catch you up, but basically chop this, and I'm gonna put a little bend in that lower half of that downpipe to make it point the right direction, because it hangs a little too low. So buckle up, let's go. All right, so here's what we're doing. Got the downpipe here. We're going to chop it off in the bandsaw. What the deal is when it's in the car, this section here kind of angles down a little too much towards the ground. So when it's in there, this end down here gets pretty close to the ground. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to whack it off right here, right where I welded it on, and we're going to extend it out a little bit to get this cutout that we're not really using, but we're sort of using, back away from the transmission cross member so it can be closer up, and put a little bend in this so it'll be up more parallel with the floor pan. So let's chop this dude off if I don't fall down. Oh man, foot pedal's way over there. Oh. Look at that. Turn it on, and it pops a blade. Look at that. That's first blade. First blade I broke. Dang. That complicates things a bit, because in order to put a blade in this, I have to take the table off and everything, and man, I think, yeah. So we may resort to the chop saw. Dang it. Okay. All right. Get it all chopped apart using the chop saw. Not my favorite tool, because I don't know. It works okay, but it makes a lot of noise, and it's hard to get the pipe into it sometimes. But we got us a little short section, 3-inch pipe right here that I've had forever. We're going to do a little extension. We're going to put this piece on, and then we're going to see how that piece can fit in there and maybe pull it up a little closer to the floor pan. So let's bolt that downpipe back on again, and see what we can do. Okay, we got that piece. We got to get our strap. What did I do with that? Oh, crud, that was loud. You remember I ran a strap like this one from side to side in there to kind of support it so I could get the clamp on. So I got to crawl in there and do that real fast. So hang loose. I can figure the clamp out. Oh. And I hope I didn't put my jack stand right over the hole that, oh man, I think I might have. Oh, brother. Oh, I just barely did not. I'm getting all wound up here. What is happening? Oh, yay. Got them both. Okay. Now I got a space to put support my pipe down here. Let me get my head back. Sometimes my head's too big to, what is going on now? It's all wound up. Sometimes my head's too big to fit through the space. Okay. Down, puppy. I have to get. I have to run it up. We're gonna have to run it up from the bottom. So here we go. Oh my gosh. Maybe I shouldn't have put the strap in there yet. Because now it's in my way. Fix that. I have no idea if that's anywhere near where it should be because I can't see anything up there. We're going to zip the threads. There we go. Okay. All right. Yeah, we're pretty close. Now, I had this car on the ground pretty much. Almost ready to put around the parking lot. What did I do with the clamp? And decided that was too low to deal with. So here I am with it back up in the air. Let's see if I can get this clamp in there. I may have to move my camera. I like my camera being here, but it is right between me and what's going on. Maybe we can switch it to kind of be right here. Yeah, I can do that. How's that? Maybe a little better. From experience, I know that I can put it on the top one and lift the bottom one up and capture it. Now, there's the wrench. And I got to go in the right way. Get out of town. This is the part of the program where James tightens a clamp for 30 seconds or a minute or 2 minutes or whatever. Now I made a short. I don't know if y'all saw the short of it sitting there idling. I've been playing with the tune a little bit to get it to run right. And I think I got it pretty good. I think I went a little too lean because now my cold start is not so good. And my idle was a little surgy, so I can go back the other way. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. It does make a weird, accessory drive is making a weird knocking noise. I don't know what it is. It 100% sounds like detonation when you shut it off. Kind of makes that pinging noise. And I was like, is that coming from the motor? Or is that coming from something else? And I don't even know if that thing's pointed the right direction. So I tested it. I took the belt off and did it again. It didn't make the noise after I took the belt off. So something with the accessory drive is making a funny kind of pinging noise when you shut the motor off. Okay, so that's pointed the direction I want it right now. And clearly it's pointed kind of down at the ground slightly. All right, here we are underneath. And really just by virtue of me using the chop saw, well, it doesn't have enough angle to it to cheat that thing. See, it needs to be more like that. There's a seam on the side of the pipe here that I'm kind of lining up with the floor pan. And one way, yeah, that way doesn't work. Needs more angle, which we can certainly do. I can take that back to the chop saw. I'm just going to cut this piece off, and well, it's already a pretty good angle. Cut it off at an angle where it'll just weld on right there, and then that'll be more flush, more parallel with the floor pan, which is what we want. Okay, so that's about a 1/4 of an inch gap. Okay, put that into my memory banks, and I'll be right back. I'll just take this in there and angle it, chop it with the chop saw. All right, now we're back. I'll adjust you a little bit. Is that any better? A little better. Okay, got our pipe chopped. That is, oh yeah, that's hot, but it's really good. Let me get my other glove back on and get my Sharpie. Get my eyeball back here so I can see how much that needs to, or where that needs to line up. Ouch, that's kind of hot. Looks like it needs to be about right here. I'm gonna put a Sharpie marquee like that. That's actually kind of pretty good. Let me spin my head around and make sure it's not just pointed off in the left field from the back. Oh no, that's perfect. Yep. That's what we're gonna want, I think. Yep. Okay, time to pull the downpipe back out, and then I'm not even gonna jack with tacking it. I'm just gonna straight up weld it on there and be done with that part. So let's man, I just gotta go back up. I was gonna take that strap off, but oh well, I can. Now let's leave it on there. Can't make up my mind. All right, here we are. I'm gonna stick these things together. I'm actually gonna time lapse this, so you don't want to hear me talk anyways. Now, yesterday, pulled this sucker out and cut it right down there, and I've added a piece. Added a piece that has a little bit of a bend to it. I just got it tacked on there, and then I ran out of welding wire. So what I'm going to do before I get it hot, I'm going to stick it back up in there, and then we're going to mark where that piece needs to go. Then I can weld it all at once, and I'll be done with it, hopefully. So here we go. Okay, may have you situated there where you can kind of see what I'm doing. Right now, I got to take this downpipe and I'm going to stick it back up under. Stick it back up in there. So I'm going to go over my red tie down. Just gonna wiggle that dude back up in there. And tighten my red. What's going on here? Tighten that up just to give it a little bit of support. See, that puts that pipe right there where it needs to be, right? Now I'm gonna jump up there and hook up that clamp again for about the 100th time. So I'm not going to bore you with that part, so I'll be right back. Okay, I know, surprise, surprise, we're doing things twice on this car. That seems to be a reoccurring theme. But that's not really going to fit like I want it. I got to move that clamp. It's on the top and it needs to be on the bottom. May have got it a little, where's my wrench at? May have got it a little too close. Ouch. I may have got a little too close to the floorboard. What's going on here? Oh. In standard practice, I started turning the clamp the bolt the wrong direction to start with. Okay, let's spin that around some way here. Come on. What I'm doing is turning this clamp around where it's not pointed. Not on the floorboard side of the exhaust. It doesn't want to turn. Look at that dude. Come on. Good grief. How loose do I have to get it? It's that as loose as it takes. Just that. I think I just whacked the camera. Come on, spin around. Gosh. That was way harder than it needed to be. Now that dude, I really want it. It's going to bonk into there's some bolts here where they had good gravy. They had a drive shaft loop under here, or they started to put one under here at some point. I don't think any of that's showing up on the camera. Maybe I can move my camera back. So, okay, so we got our pipe here, and here's our cutout with our dump, and it's crashing into everything suddenly. Although we might be able to do something kind of like that. That means I got to trim on the end of this. I was really kind of hoping that would be up over there. I guess I can do that. All I have to do is trim it the other direction. Well. What are we gonna do here? Maybe overthinking this. This may not be as low as I think it really is compared to what was under here. But still, where's my Sharpie? Where'd I put it? Oh my gosh, there it is. Okay. Put both hands up here where I can see what I'm doing. May have to get out I haven't put a blade. I broke my blade in my bandsaw. May need to cut on this side. And I have not put a blade in it. Okay, let's go hit the chop saw and angle cut this just a little bit so it needs to tweak down just a hair right here so that everything clears the floor pan enough. Okay, let's go see what we can do. All right, now I know to y'all, that was merely a blink of the eye, but it was anything but a blink of the eye in real life because I started to use a chop saw, wouldn't fit in the chop saw, and actually that's pretty good. I kind of like that. I can get it to wiggle and stay put. Couldn't get it to fit in the chop saw, so I ended up having to take the table off the bandsaw and put a new blade in the bandsaw, which I'm trying to avoid doing, but you know, if I don't do it now, I'll just have to do it later. Now, what we got to do is figure out where we want this, which is about right there, I think. Let me a Sharpie marky. Now we can go back. Now we can drop this back out, go back there, tack that together. And I may just actually weld it. I may not even jack with tacking it. That way I don't have to test fit it again. I'm getting kind of tired of test fitting stuff. But that's going to get our dump. And if you're just now watching this, you're going, well, why do you got a turn down right there when you got a dump right there? Well, I just put this on here temporarily. If we ever do a drag and drive with this car or drive it on the road highway much, we'll probably connect in right here at this V-band with more pipe, maybe a muffler back there to the back, to knock down the sound and get the exhaust fumes away from the inside of the car. But just for farting around with the car and taking it to the track, this will be fine for now. But this is just kind of temporary, so whatever. I think that's where I'm going to want to weld that. That's tucked up about as tight as we can get it. And I think it's probably tucked in better than the original exhaust. Maybe. I don't know. Guess we could always put a drive shaft loop in there at some point. Looks like somebody didn't ever put it in. Looks like they put the bolts in and then put some silicone on them to hold them in place, but never put a drive shaft loop in here. I don't know. Maybe they did, but the bolts don't look like they've been used, and you would think the silicone would be all squished if they'd put bolts on there and tightened it down. So anyways, let's drop this out. Oh, I got to get up there and take the bolt out, and then we'll go weld it. Enough yapping. Let's get busy doing stuff. Okay, as you can see, we buzzed through that, got it all welded together. And it's a pretty hot taco right now. I can get my brush. I'll do a little brushy brush here to make sure I don't have any gaping holes. This pipe has been the most unruly thing I think I've had to deal with lately. Yeah. Ain't great, ain't perfect, but it's better than nothing. And here we are once again. Now my hope is I can wiggle this up in there without either hitting my camera or burning myself, because I would like for this part to be kind of done. That part's hot. Let's see if we can achieve any of this. The part I'm holding is very hot. Up. Come on. There we go. And where's my strap? Come on, strap. Okay. Now the strap's got it. All right. Well, maybe that'll be okay. Guess we need to hop up and get that clamp put back on. Let's try that. I won't bore you with that again. All right. Now, if you'll see, I went and I put a makeshift, I put a clamp on there just to kind of hold that stuff in place. Like a hose clamp deal, worm drive. This dude, that thing would be way better if it was pointed the other direction. But there's not much chance of that, and I don't have the wrench to tighten it up down here because I left it up here. And I'm back with the right wrench. I know y'all all have heard that song by Foreigner. Feels like the first time. Well, this feels like the third or fourth time. Let's take this off. Maybe. Come on. And I'm gonna pull it down. Yeah, well, it's still a little warm. Oh my gosh. This clamp doesn't want to come on. There we go. Now I kind of want my clamp to go down like that instead of. Dadgummit, that was the way it was. What's going on here? Could rotate it up like that where it would kind of be pointed away from everything. That's probably what I should do. Except now I've got it so close to the floor pan I can't get it in there. Okay, and we're back. Now y'all, I'm gonna jinx myself, but that V-band up there in the engine bay that the other end of this is connected to, that has to be the easiest. That has to be the easiest V-band. I mean, I'm saying the word. The easiest V-band to deal with I have ever experienced in my life. I don't know if that's because of accidental engineering, most likely, or if it's because I'm just getting good at putting V-bands together, but clearly, as evidenced in this case, that is not true. Because this dumb thing is giving me trouble. Well, the question is, which way do we want to point this? I think kind of maybe towards the side a little bit. You can always rotate it later, but I don't get it. I think that's tucked in better, where I can actually drive Drive the car before. I think it was too low. I think it actually dragged pulling out of the shop before because it was pretty low. I just do it like that. And if I were smart, I would have measured some of this stuff. What the stock exhaust was. Not stock, but the headers and everything that was on here before. I would have measured to see how far down on the car from the floor pan they hung. And then I could have had a better idea of what's going to work. The other way, this car is so dang low. It is hard to get on the trailer. Get on and get off the trailer. Move. Yeah, that just zipped right up farther. Oh yeah, look at that. Perfection happens. Okay, I really like that now. Makes me a happier guy. I'll pull you all out and let you look at it a little better. After I get some things out of my way. All right, here we go. Okay, there's our dump and our cutout. Like I said, if we ever do a drag and drive with this car, we can build an exhaust attach onto here and go farther back and dump farther closer to the axle. So we're going to have exhaust coming out right here underneath the cabin the whole time, because that, and the noise, that just gets old. So if you do that, then we can just leave that connected, and then at the track each day, we can pop off the cap here and make it growl and make all the right growly turbo noises and stuff. Then we still got our strap under here, which we can pop loose on this side at least. But yeah, downpipe version 5 or what, I don't know, feels like the 4th time. Like the very 4th time, I don't know. Okay, well, looks like we can put it on the ground now. Or at least onto our blocks. This car is so low, I have to use my, whatever those are, 2x12 blocks that I made for my other Mustang when it was super low. Because if you set it flat on the ground, you can't get the jack out. Although, this is my buddy Jonathan's jack, and it gets really flat. It's a really low jack. It's a good one. But I'd rather set it on the blocks than get the jack stuck. Okay, off the stands. Off the stands one more time. Our strap out. Go to the other side. Other jack stand. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, let's set her down. Sure everything looks good. And there we go. She's on the ground. Well, as close to the ground as we're going to get. I think I'm going to take a peek under there and see what it looks like. Yep, much better. Much better. The bottom of that cutout may be in danger of whacking the ground occasionally, but I think we had that problem before. All right. I was going to kind of sneak this part by and not show it or do anything, but I thought, well, you know, I might as well. What the heck? So, James, what are you doing? Well, I'm taking the AC condenser out. Why are you doing that? Well, mainly because it's just flopping around in there. And I figure, well, if it's just in there not, how long is this bolt? If it's just in there not doing anything, then it's just blocking air to my radiator. And I really don't like it when cars run hot. Not saying this one will, but I'm going to give it all the advantages that it can have. And besides, the AC lines are right here in front of my turbo outlet or inlet. So I would prefer them to be not there. Okay, we got one bracket off. The other bracket on this driver's side over here has one bolt. One bolt that just spins and won't come loose for anything. And I've messed around with it and messed around with it. And I think I'm just gonna go all medieval on it and just bend it out of the way and then bend it back. If I even need to do that. But I'm gonna put my gloves on. Just like this. I'm gonna move my screwdrivers, wrenches. I may be able to just slip it out. You see that condenser is back in there. I don't know if that'll come out of there or not. A big old piece of plastic here. Oh, it's got some rubber bahooters on top of it. What I might have to do, what's going on here? I think I need my little tool. So I think their harness right there has got those little plastic duties that smash into holes. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The ones that never come out like they should. Oh my word. I think that one just came out. Come on. Oh, I see it. There it is. Oh, we are doing all the good. Here I am to save the day. And then this one. I don't know what they were doing with this one. If I can get it on this side. Whoop. Aha. Okay, that's kind of out of the way too. Maybe I can put it on that side and get one of these. So there's a little rubber mount up there. Is there one on this side? I don't think so. There is not. My condenser is not very wide. So I think it might. This is just coming all to pieces. We're going to help it. Going to help it come to pieces. Well, you know, if I was really had my brain turned on and did what I was intending to originally do, which was pull the fan out, I should have plenty of room. What's going on here now? Come on. Oh my word. Gloves off. Maybe I can push this back just a little bit. And you know, maybe while that fan's out, maybe I should pop that cover off and see if there's anything weird with the motor on it. Okay, now this. Can we do it this way? I don't think we can. What's going on here? Well, I need a screwdriver because I got a hose I got to take out. That size. Thought I could do it without taking this off. Nope. Can't do it. This may be a little longer episode a 30-minute mechanic because I'm kind of catching up. Brother, that dude is stuck. Kind of catching up because I didn't video anything the other day. Well, for several days now. And then yesterday I was a bust because I had trouble with all my equipment. What's going on here? Oh, still got a zip. That's what. I have every tool in the toolbox over here. I got a zip tie where there we go. I zip tied the wiring harness to the fan so it wouldn't get eaten by anything, and also made it very difficult to remove. Hey, fan's out. I did discover that you can buy just the motor for those fans. So if your blade and your shroud are all fine, you can buy just the motor and swap just the motor. All right. The other thing is in the way is the daggum battery box. Really? How much trouble is that to get out of the way? I see 2 bolts. And there one there. Is there any more hiding in here? Well, all right. Let's see if we can. Since we're going down this road, let's go all the way down it. You're out. You're out. Okay. Gosh. Hey, okay, that's moved out of the way. Now. Now we should be able to push the radiator back a little more. Maybe wiggle this thing out the top. Which this thing is pretty filthy. These are getting hung on the. Need something to grab onto it with it right there. I can't get my fingers in there. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Getting hung on my turbo inlet over here. This side. Come on. Bend up just a little bit. There. It'd be awesome if I could get the end with connectors. Ah, yes, moving. Moving on up. Actually, it might be easier if I got this end pulled up and that end down. I don't know. We'll just kind of see if we can walk it out. Is there any more? Oh, there's a zip tie right there I can clip and maybe give me a little bit of room, a little bit of slack, extra slack. Aha! Aha! Come on. Come on. And we are out. Great success. Yeah. He's kind of probably full of dirt like everything else in this car. But it's out now. Yay. We don't have to jack with that dude blocking up our airflow now. Oh wow, that looks good now. That makes me happy. Now, I'll just have to put a few zip ties back in. Plug these back in. See if I can get that black and air diverter thing back down in there underneath this harness. Yeehaw! Oh man, that makes me very much happier. Okay, let's put the battery box back in. Come on. These cars have tiny batteries. That battery box is a little bitty dude. Look at all these wires that run through here. I want to make a battery hold down for this too, because that battery's just sitting in there flopping around like a tuna. Okay, zip. Man, I like this tool. Yeehaw. And I'm not going to put the fan back in because I'm going to fiddle with that some. I'm going to go ahead and put the radiator bracket back on. If I can remember which bolt it is. Perfect. Where's my tool? Super tool. I know for a fact that's a 10 millimeter. Grab. And then that one's a 8, which is also, oh no, 5/16. I just dropped the socket into my bin of no return over there. That's not the right one. Neither one of those are. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. That green bin that I have the makeshift table made on. I just dropped one of my brand new sockets down in there. Okay. Blow some of the dust off a little bit. Oh, this is looking good now. Give you a quick little look here. Now you can see the radiator back in there. SVT now. Might actually look kind of cool from the front. You probably can't read it. Nope. But that'll help keep this thing cool, doing what we're doing, and even open up room. If we decide to put an intercooler on here, that'll give us some room. It'll give us some room to put an intercooler on at some point, but not right now because I'm not jacking with that. All right. That'll do it for today's 30-minute mechanic. Got our downpipe. There's stuff everywhere. Got our bottom half of our downpipe fixed for the, I don't know, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th time. I don't know. This whole car is basically a Fiat, fix it again, Tony, or maybe it's a Diot, do it again, Tony, or something. Anyways, seems like I'm always doing everything twice. But, oh well, that's kind of how it goes sometimes. So, got the AC condenser out of there. I'm happy about that. That thing was probably full of dirt and was going to cause problems with airflow through our radiator. So it's out. So that's it. Done today. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, ring the bell, watch the playlist. And we'll see you next time. Bye.